jump, jump, jump to the back, but I carry you back through the dark, through the cracks. You're the light that jump, jump, jump through space. Light us can't erase what we were, what we hide. You're a secret in the sky.
07 Commanders, I hope everybody's well out there in the world. Welcome to episode 97. Looks like I've got to turn something down. Yeah, that's alright, making sure I've turned everything down. I am. Finally. Right. Okay. I thought we'd do something a little different tonight, as such. Thought we'd go and have a little bit of a Raxxla hunt. Now, I had no idea where to start because there is like so many theories. It's unbelievable. So, yeah. I thought I'd start at the beginning. But we'll get into that. But we'll say hello to everybody first, obviously. Andrew, 07 to you, mate. Nix, 07. How are you this evening? Lars, 07, sir. Was 07. 07, mate. Hayden, hello, fella. 07 to you. And Commander Dicard, 07, mate. Keith, hello, buddy. Hope everybody's well out there. I hope everybody's well. Right, I need to go and get all my notes together because, like, I fell down a rabbit hole and a rabbit hole and a rabbit hole. So, yes. We all have to go, right. My thought pattern about finding Raxxla, which we're probably not going to do, but it's going to be good fun trying, or at least we're going to fall down many rabbit holes trying, and I'm going to try and keep a track of a diary about this and where we're going and what we're doing if I go on a Raxxla hunt, so we can pick up off from where I left off if we digress onto something else later. So, I don't know what you guys know about Raxxla. Some of you believe it, some of you do not. I think there may be something out there, and it may be hidden in a different way. We don't know, but we're going to go on an adventure. But we're going to, like, my thought pattern was, right, we've got to start at the beginning, and where was the beginning? You know, so it's like, literally, let's start at the very beginning of that Earth. You know, so we start in the beginning histories. And we work up to the first point of where it was actually mentioned in the year 2296 by a mechanic named Art Tombisk. He chanted the Raxxla poem as such. So, for it to be in legend by then at 2022-96, then it must have already been found by then. So it kind of narrows down what I'm looking for as such. So I had to do a bit of like digging here as such and try and find out as much information as I could about humanity's travelling to the stars, because this rumor has got to have started somewhere, and it's got to have started before 2022. Yeah, because if it wasn't a rumor by then yeah, 07 League. So we can narrow it down a little bit, and like, they've been like, there are the cookie crumbs out there, you know, for it to be found supposedly, and there are some interesting things in here, and they do coincide to some things that I've already found in game and other stuff like that, but we will get into that. So, like, for example, in the 2040s, World War III break out, and the conflict forces rapid and massive advancements in nuclear fusion and rocketry and physics, which makes sense, obviously. You know, 2070 sets foot on Mars, and the first permanent human colony is constructed on Earth's moon, Luna. Okay, so that's just expanding out. Obviously, there won't be any mention of Raxxla at that point because, well, we've not got past there. So we're narrowing down the time period. So 2080s, manned explorations entirely spans the entirety of the Sol system, mining operations and the astral belt and the Jovan moons, which is cool. We can go see them because we're actually parked in Sol system. Oh yeah, we're digging into Canon, mate. Yeah, we're digging into Canon today. I thought it would just be something a bit different, yeah? I can pick up this and take this off and play around now. Oh yeah, in the 1970s we also launched the Voyagers, which can be found. We might go and have a look at them. We are going to get round to all this because this does make sense in the end. Right, first sublight ships, the generation ships. Now this is where my theory for Raxxla will have to begin, because we've got the generation ships and there's some horrific stuff that happened on these generation ships. One particular generation ship I want to go and have a look at after I'm going to have seen Voyager, since we're here. I don't know how many of you have actually done the generation ships, but they are interesting. We'll go and have a look at one of them. Yeah, but it's launching ships at that particular point. Now, one of the more interesting generation ships is the Mayflower. Not the Mayflower 97, which was actually launched in the 2097. And was launched from Luna, aka the Moon. It was humanity's absolute first attempt to reach another star, travelling at 60% of the speed of light towards SETI, which it does get there in the end. It drops off and then it carries on, and it's reportedly still somewhere in between systems travelling. So there's a clue and there's a theory, maybe, you know, because we can go and visit these mega ships, but this will be the one that we won't be able to get to because it's moving, you know, it's moving ridiculously fast. So yeah, we're not going to be able to like man on that. But however, we do have a couple of the other generation ships that went out in that time, which one of them in particular came across a moon that started killing them. But we'll go into that story and we're going to have a look at that one after we've had a look at the Voyagers, because, well, we can. So we're looking for something that happened in between, you know, nearly, what, 100... just under 200 years thereabouts of space travel. But we weren't flying around in flight like faster than light travel by that point. You know, we hadn't actually started doing that. That was in like the first probes that were sent to other colonies between 2130 and 2199. So I've got all my notes here. You see, I've had a good dig around, and they call me mad.
Do you want me to take us out of here and get ready?
So
to
yeah,
jump?
we'll go and have a look at the Voyager probes, because why not? Yeah, it's going to be really easy to get to them now as well. If I remember rightly, we've got to be in Super Cruise, and I've got to go and find them. I might have already found them. Or like, I've been to them a long time ago. In fact, it was one of the first things I went to when I came here. The Voyager probes. You've got to go and have a look at them. They're in relative form places as well. We've literally parked outside of Earth, so yeah, I was scanning stuff. Yes, I'm in the Caspian, because I thought it'd be a little easier to get out here. So these things should be... No, so we'll have to find them the other way. In Horizons, it's out there too. Yeah, oh yeah. So we're going to have a look at Voyager, where they are at the moment, and it is relative to where they would be in space as well. So that is pretty cool. Right. I think it's going to be there. We're just going to have to scan it because it's here somewhere. Convoy. Degraded emissions. No, it's going to be one of these around here. Nope. That's a pilot's memorial. So we're on the right track for there. So all I've got to do is find one that pokes out at me. And we might be able to find... Ancient probe. That's what I'm looking for. There's one of them. We'll head out there. It's probably a little way out, but... And there's the other one. So... There they are. Oh, well, they're a little distance out there, aren't they? Yeah, that's a little distance. So let's go see Voyager. I think we can knock that time down a little bit. I can't remember if this is Voyager 1 or 2. Or 2 or 3. I can't remember. Gotta watch the fuel though. Yeah, it's not even Hutton, yeah. Not quite, but yeah, it's not even Hutton. Got a little time to get there though. Even in Super Cruise. We'll try and write that number down a little bit. But I want to go see it, you know, it'd be nice to go see them again. I remember doing this, I think I did it in, oh, I can't remember what ship I did it in. I got the permit to come here in the first place, and I was like, right, we're going to go see it, and I think I just left it there, and yeah. I think we're not going to do this in Super Cruise all the way. You built a Kestrel for Hutton. It does 7,600 C, but it's too thirsty. But it will do this. Oh, right, cool. Yeah, we max out at about 2,900 on this one, so... And she is a little thirsty, to be fair. But I do want to go here. I mean, it's keeping temp, so... I think I came here in a Mandalay. Well, as long as I keep about half a fuel tank, it should be fine. But we are in Super Cruise. We'll definitely go see this one. I think I'm not going to make it in Super Cruise. So, yeah, I'm going to throttle back and just know that I'm going to do it. This is going to take some time. We need bigger tanks. 21 minutes, I think not. No, I didn't put twin tanks in. I need to put in another tank. This is, yeah. Gonna have to fill up more tanks on this one, or we're just gonna sit here and chat. I don't know. Got enough fuel to jump out, so that's the main point. I forgot how far these are. Just to show you, this is how far it's come within the time it's been sent out within 1970s. In the game, that is. So, yeah, a couple hundred years at least. I'm just remembering right about my coffee. Alright, we'll give it another blip, see if we can take a few minutes out there, because I don't mind waiting out a little. See if we can take it down by about 5 minutes at least. So probably some. Yeah. Always. Fuel's a wonderful thing. Especially heading out to these sort of distances, yeah? 07A, yeah? Hope you're well. Tell you what, we're just going to throttle back from there. I've got the fuel to get there without going crazy, so hopefully we've knocked off at least another 5 minutes. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, I'm very good, thank you very much. Out back in the black? No, I'm not back in the black. I'm actually in Sol, heading towards Voyager, in the search for Raxxla. We had to start back at the beginning. So, yeah. That's what I'm doing. Got to, like, if you're looking for Raxxla, if it's there, you've got to start, you know, from the very beginning of human sort of exploration in the game, because of when it was mentioned. That was like ages ago, so we can pinpoint it down a little bit more, I suppose, because the FDL wasn't as precise, or as we couldn't jump as far, basically. So limited area to where to search. It limits the area, you know. Don't get me wrong, we all know what you can do in like 15 light year jumps and how long it would take you if you were to do it. It is possible. Somebody's gone around the entire galaxy in a sidewinder, for God's sake. So, yeah. But, you know, I thought start at the beginning and work from there. We're at 15 minutes. That's fine. I can babble on for 15 minutes. How long we got? 13 minutes. Yeah, see, this is fine. Oh, that distance is crazy. You've not seen anything this far away yet? Have a look at Hutton Orbital. There's a fun place. You can pick up a free anaconda from there when you get there. And a mug. More importantly, a mug. Let's just say I would not attempt it in my Caspian. Yeah, I've got the fuel for 13 minutes. I'm absolutely fine on that one. I've heard that one before. League says, I got mine free anaconda at home. Yeah. Make sure you're given a large ship too. I've got loads and loads and loads of docking bays for large ships. It's not that far. But yeah, this is a fair distance, this is, so it's got to be done once in a while. But it gives me a chance to rabble on and pull up my history. I'm going to roll a cigarette, and then I'm going to pull up some of this more history and babble on to you about that for the next 15 minutes, and we'll show you my theories behind on and where Raxxla is. So as I said, it's got to have been before the date 2296, because that's when it was mentioned for the first time in canon. And that was at Tau Ceti, which is, funnily enough, one of the... It's meant Tau Ceti's mentioned quite a few times. It's like alien fossils were found on Mars, and shortly at the same time, faster than light travel was developed. Coincidence? Oh, let me catch up on chat, sorry. I own all the ships, non-engineered yet. Nicely done. Cool. But the cups sell at a profit everywhere in the Galaxy. Yeah, they do. They sell good ones. Of the new ones. Oh yeah, I've got quite a few of the new ones. I do like the new ones. Well, you're going to... It dropped that? Oh my days. You know, not that you're going to, it's just that, you know, they are really good ships, to be honest with you. But they are going to be better than what there was, because technology improves. You know, 400 years and all that lot. Long time. But yeah, back to my Raxxla theories. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we had all the generation ships released. But... when was it? In the 2130s, primitive but unmanned automated faster than light probes are mass produced and shot out blindly from Earth to map nearby such systems like Alpha Centauri, Tau Ceti, and Delta Havanos. So yeah. It's where the signal started from. That did one of these probes misfire and go somewhere else, or did it find a place and reported it back, which then helped everything? I mean, it can't be on Sol, because it's always been dictated at the fact that, you know, it's not going to be in a permit lock system. And reportedly, it's already been, supposedly one of the developers have already said that the fact that the system's already been honked and the player's been in it. Probably many players have been in it. You know, it's just one of those things. And then the other question relies in the fact that people say that the fact that Raxxla can't be scanned, not by the standard FSA, you know, like what we do. So then that opens up the theory, you know, and they say it's also on an icy planet, either the 5th or the 8th off a gas giant. Now, if it can't be scanned, we can't pick it up and we can't see it, obviously. Well, we can see it, but we can't pick it up on the scans, so we don't see it on our HUDs and stuff. But there's no reason why it wouldn't be there. Because you get like abnormal gravity places at times, so like in theory you could hide a planet in plain sight, because, well, if it's not orbiting everything else where they should be orbiting, it's on like an adjacent orbit or something, you wouldn't be looking for it. So yeah, I mean, Sod's Law says at some point, if that's the case, the pilot's going to run blindly into it, you know, which is possible, you know. What is it? You know, have enough monkeys and enough typewriters, you'll write the soliloquies. Oh, that's better. So, In theory, it could be in a nearby section, and we're going to have to search in different ways. We're going to have to start looking for gravitational anomalies and other stuff like that, which you do get, because you've all noticed the fact that you'll see that warning come up going gravity. Yeah, we can still use gravity to find the planet, for example. So if there's meant to be a planet in orbit of the gas giant, and it looks like there's an 8th one missing or a 5th one missing, for example, there's a gap in the orbit lines. We could probably go and have a look at them over there, and actually look for gravitational anomalies in a rough, and like we might be able to drop out of it and actually physically see it, because that way, if you can't scan it, the only way to see it would be to drop out and see it as such, because it could be hidden on the black side of a gas giant, so it would always be in the dark. So like, to see it would be really difficult. Don't start with all the Shakespeare. Is that a dagger I see before me? I'll wash my hands repeatedly. See, we got loads of fuel. I wonder if Copilot could capture that kind of data and interact with it. Maybe. I was thinking about running some kind of like local AI, let's call it, in keeping track of like gravitational anomalies and other bits and pieces like that. For example. But however, we've got to get an idea of where we're looking first, and then we can work on how to look, I suppose, because we can't trust the sensors, because it doesn't exist on any of the sensors. So we've got to find it with gravity, because we do get gravitational anomalies and warnings of things like that. Out, damn spot. Miss Macbeth. We'll see how far the other one is away from me. I don't know, actually, let's have a look. Pretty far. TJ Burp. I think Raxxla is a space rift that only appears at a certain time. It's not on a planet. There, see. We're going to work to these theories. We're definitely going to work to these theories. But yeah, I wanted to start at the beginning and just have a look around at the beginning. So the next place I want to look at that would actually give some kind of like Raxxla lore is one of the generation ships. I won't spoil it for the people who haven't been to any of the generation ships. So after we've gone here, we'll go there. We'll go listen to the story, and we'll come to a collective thought about it. I did Macbeth for O levels in 1975. I did Macbeth for GCSEs. Think Star Trek Generations. Yeah. The real question is, if Raxxla is coded in-game already, how would the devs make it accessible? I think it might be called something generic that's been called something else elsewhere. So if you went data mining, you would find the same reference, maybe. Maybe a reuse of models or something like that, I'm thinking. But yeah, that would be the way to hide it in plain sight. Does it have an American actors kidding on the... Are they in a Scottish village? Oh, 7, mate. See, we're coming in. We got plenty of fuel. But yeah, I've got thoughts and patterns on where Raxxla may be and where it may not be. And yeah, but the point is the fact that... See, we're coming across a gravity well. See, indicating something's there. There we go. We're in control. But yeah, there's plenty of places it could be. One of the generation ships, it's sort of like maybe that could be something to do with it, because as I say, all the clues are already here. So the only way that I can work out how to work this out is to start from the beginning, as I said. So we start with the most ancient probes and work backwards. Even though this is, I don't think it is in the Sol system at all. I think it's outside of the Sol system, if it exists. So yeah, we will see. We will see. But we've got to follow the law at the same time, because that's what it is. What we got here, okay. I hope people on Twitch are doing alright, because like we had real issues last time on Twitch, which I do apologise for. Come on, drop me out. Oh, there we go. Go gentle up to it. So let's turn some lights on. Let's go and have a look. I think it's actually called Voyager, and I'm just at the marker point. Yeah. There it is. Hello, Voyager. Got Voyager 2. And even in this day and age, of how long it took me to get out here. No, nothing to scan. Thought I could scan things. Nothing to scan. No, just now shoot it. Oh yeah, that thing would have total amount of graffiti. Twitch is totally not twitching tonight, so it's all good. Fantastic. No shuttering. Okay, hopefully we've solved the little problem about whatever that was. Because for some reason I've done nothing. I couldn't find anything wrong with it after I'd finished, and that was the problem. But something was obviously wrong with it. Right. I want to go to where is it? There it is. Moon 6A. So I'm going to go and have a look at one of the where are we heading to? There. It isn't actually that far away from Sol. So it left here, came here. Supposedly. And it came across
setting course just one jump away. The space equivalent of just popping to the corner store.
So yeah, let's have a look. There's a couple along them along the way because these never got found. But yeah, let's head there and we can pick up some fuel as well. Now this is one of the generation ships that does kind of make sense to visit. Hard points. I never tried the science limpets on it. Yeah, I know. I haven't really. I've only got the repair ones. Let's go get some fuel while we're at it. But at least we've been able to see Voyager 2. Shows you the distance that you have to do now to go and get it, well, to go see it, where it would be relative to things here. Oh, throttle up. Might help then. Might help if we go forwards.
Hannes is on.
Yeah, now this is one of the
You're going so fast.
what year was it?
it's dropping
2134. So in the same year as FDL drives sort of came out.
Disengaging the jump drive.
So we've got to find where the story came from. Yeah, this is more what I'm thinking about Raxxla. Where did the story come from? And if we can roughly work out where the story came from, or at least like hypothesize it over, then we should be able to get at least a bearing on where it might be. That's my thinking. So, like, I mean, how long does something turn into myth from finding as such? You know, 2296. Well, there's my Morve adder. Thank you. I like that. Twitch is fine. The game's just decided not to have it tonight. Oh, no. Yeah, or the developers know I'm onto something and they're stopping me. I already know too much. Wow. Oh, there we go. Loving the paint job. Oh, what that was about. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead to this generation ship and just go have a look at the logs and stuff and see what is said. I know we've done the generation ships before, but we've not done them with any relevant context. Yeah, we've got nearly 200 years of history to play with and work out where it came from. Andrew says, I've had mauve adders, yellow adders, and even orange sidewinders tonight. Yeah, it's not been the best. Well, at least my Twitch works. Right.
We're in Nefertiti. We're aboard Thunderbird 2, your Caspian explorer.
Thank you.
The maximum jump range for this ship is 83.61 light years.
Let's go get some fuel. First things first. Give the place a bit of a honk. Come on, we can get a bit more than that. And more. Come on, I've got an empty tank. Yeah, I'll leave it a look. Yep, 2 orange sidewinders. Bit unstable tonight, must be doing something. Yes, let's not do a Gavin. I wasn't even getting warned about my fuel at this moment. There we go. Right, we are looking for generation ship. There we go. Yeah, I've already been out here, so yeah, I've already found it, so it's not a problem. But however, I won't mind showing around and going through the theory of that, and we can make a course back home and see if we can find anything with that meets the criteria of what happened. Because these things were slow and, you know, fairly pointed. They didn't variate too much off course. So we can do a rough track back to where it came from. I mean, originally this one came from Earth. Well, from the Sol system anyway. So at least we can track from where it came from. And there's like, yeah, a couple of little places that, you know, we can have a look to see if there's it says it was an unscanned planet, or uncharted, sorry, but you'll see. I don't want to spoil too much. Generation ships are a great walk, like having a look around, especially if you haven't done them before. There's an awful lot of lore in them, and yeah, they're a good story, shall we say. But this one particular spikes my interest in linking to the Raxxla theory. But I want to check the date on it when things happened, because the dates are the important part. Because these generation ships are out here for, well, generations, a long time, yeah? Right, what have we got? Or do we have to get a bit closer? There we go. Right. We'll get all the logs. I think we can get it from over there. Whoa, we've got to squeeze a Caspian in. Alright, let's do it. We've got to go and get all the logs. Whoops. Right, let's see how many we need. You can get round stuff in there. Right, how many logs we got? 3, 4. So we need 2. We need 1 and 5. I think there's one around here. Yeah. Then we'll play them, and then you'll see my logical theories behind why I chose this particular ship. Right, where is the others? That's the generation ship. We can look on the side. Ship upload log. What? I thought I got that one. Oh, we'll go and get it. Oh no, we got that one there. Number 2. Note to FDev, would like stories. Please can we have some new ones? Yes! Yeah, it probably would be easier in a small ship, but yes, more stories. We don't mind interacting to find these things, so we need number 5 now. Oh no, 0. Did we get 0? And 4. Let's go get 4. Where's 4? There. I'm sure I got that one, but okay. I got a small ship. Right, where is it? There. See, you can work around it. Okay, which ones do we need? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. I've got a little ship. This thing, yeah, we've got the ultimate ship here. See, if one ship was allowed, I'll take the Caspian. Ta-da! Right, let's go and have a listen to these. Right, number
Tell
one.
you what, should I get us out of
How
here?
is it out there? Did you enjoy messing around in the Nomad?
Hang on.
Still all quiet out here in the black. Just had our very first 9th gen child born on ship. That takes the current population to 17,401. Other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. Apart from reports from some residents at the northern end of C deck. They've heard some kind of strange whispering sound coming from their apartment comms unit. I'm sure it's nothing, but I've dispatched a member of tech to investigate.
Okay. Hope you could all hear that. Right, number two.
We have an emergency situation on board. Some kind of epidemic. It's driving people insane. I've managed to source it to a digital signal that keeps broadcasting within the comms array. It started on C deck, but now the entire population of deck C to F have been massacred. They just went crazy and started killing each other. I've isolated the signal, so it's stopped for now. Just trying to identify the source. It should be easy enough to delete the beacon if I can find the right frequency. I want to know what the message says, but I'm just too scared to listen. I've done it. I've managed to decrypt the signal and identify the source. But it's even more confusing than I thought. The signal originates from an uninhabited planet we passed 15 light years ago. Who sent it and how it managed to infect the comms array, I have no idea. That's the good news. The bad news is I heard the message. I was trying to run it through the translator and I forgot the speaker was on. It's the same message relayed again and again and again. It's more a whisper than anything else. It says, kill them all.
Yeah, see, now that's the bit I was more interested in. Like the fact that 15 light years ago they came across an uninhabited planet. And this was, as I said, before Raxxla or even became a theory as such or around that. So my theory is I'd like to go and see if we can track down that planet. I know loads of pilots have looked. They really have, and they've probably even connected it to and through to the Raxxla theory, but I'm working it as I go on my own and seeing what's what and where's where. Have a listen to number 4.
Blood. Blood everywhere. It's spread on the walls. People have started writing words in it, but it's a script I can't identify. I'm alone now on the comms deck. Pearson was the last one with me, but I had to stab him in the throat to stop him. Stop him. I can't remember what I had to stop him doing, but he's dead now. I can hear people out there. Some of them are still walking around. Some of them are barely breathing. I have to find them. I have to silence them. I have to...
It gets darker. And that's the end of the transmission. Oh, 7 Grim. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, hunting for the elusive Raxxla. And going through on the time scales of things. And I'm more trying to find out when the theory of Raxxla or it came around to be able to pinpoint it down a little bit more to where roughly in the galaxy it could be. Which still doesn't help, but clues are here. They left the clues. They said that there are clues. Yeah. Now, this is one of the generation ships that was left, that actually left before the first mentionings. See, I'm going via the first mentionings of Raxxla. Because if it's there, then it was there. So, yeah. Where would these... It's all about where would these rumours have started from in the first place. Yeah, my one of my first theories is obviously this particular generation ship here. Because it came across an unknown planet, and this signal came from an unknown charted planet about 15 light years ago. Now, these things aren't exactly, you know, they don't go round corners so well. So it came from Sol, which is there. Well, we can plot a course as a straight line, at least.
Setting course for Sol. System is just one jump
So
away. Yippee-ki-yay,
we've got a
man
couple
and
of
farmer.
like planets. It said like 15 light years ago, so that's 46, but this is where it ended up. So if it's going to be on like any (26), you know, we can search for rough ones around here. 14 point there. See, now that would be a planet to go and have a search of. It's got, okay, it is now being colonized and stuff like that. So you'd think somebody might have come across something about this by now. But I'll tell you what, we'll go and have a look at that one. And that sort of is on the way to Earth, I suppose. On that sort of scale of about 15 light years. It did say 15. That's too far. And that's about the right distance. So we're going to have a look at that one. We're going to have a look at that one and come back.
Setting course for LFT 698. Just
And see
one
if we
jump
can...
away. Try not to fly into the big fucking glowy thing when you get there.
We'll try not to, dear. We'll try not to. But this is my logic. I'm just working through the logic as I go. So... if there is any other logic out there, chuck it at me. I'm down with this one. So let's press play again. We need music. Just a little.
Right, I'm getting ready to jump. Interstellar velocity at maximum.
That's a bit better. Yeah, I want to go and have a check of this system out now here. It said some unknown planet 15 light years ago.
So stay on alert.
Oh, hostile. Nice. So let's go and have a look for some planets and let's see what's actually in this system in the first place. Right. Got some gas giants. That's about it. So if they're coming through, they would have come through. 4. Right, let's go and have a look at these and let's see if there's a missing orbit in there or something. I don't know. Right, first one. I know this sounds absolutely nuts, but we've got to have a look. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, does that look like there could be a missing orbit in any of that? Not there. At the moment, I want to say no, but I'm going to have a look at the others, obviously. Okay, that's just the other sun. Is that all there is? No, I've got this. There we go. Right, that's the first one. That's the one I want to look at. Alright, I'm looking in the wrong orbital places. So, we've got 1, 2, 3. Now, there could be one there. For example. Is my music from a streaming service? No, it's not. I'm afraid it's all AI. But a very good friend of mine, Commander Nix, made me a load of music up so I could play it, and it's completely royalty free. This is the best part. And I can't thank him enough for that. You understand why. We've got this, but that's not an orbit I need to be worried about. Yeah, there's my good man. There's my good man. All right, and then so okay, we'll have a look at you over here because you've got quite a few. Again, doesn't look like there's a missing orbit there. Looks like there's meant to be. I'll have a look at this one. One of them's got loads. Yeah. Oh, there's a couple of close moons. I just sat here practicing my drawing with along with my daughter. Ah, excellent. Yeah, this is my search, and this is where it sort of begins, truly, is where would I find a planet that seems to be missing an orbit? I'm going to go ahead here. There could be one there. So let's head to that one, and then let's see if we can get any weird gravitationals anywhere. Yep, otherwise you're going to have an expensive stream. Yes. Or not earn anything at all. That would be even worse. See, we get a gravity well there. But we're still too far out. Well, where would I go to have a look at? What are the weird planets here? Maybe. And it had a radio signal there, affecting the systems. So yeah, we need to look for gravitational anomalies in right orbits and stuff, and see if like something's just been hidden in plain sight, I suppose. Right, there's another abnormal gravity well. What are they? They copyrighted it next week. Thanks. Thanks, Keith. But I do want to inspect certain things in here. And I know they've done a data sweep of the game and like nobody's found it, but if you're going to hide it in the first place, knowing full well that the easiest way to find it would be to do a data sweep in the first place, and you know people would do that because they did, you would hide it even in there. So if there was a code for it, it wouldn't be in apparent place. It would already be there and used as something else, but be allowed to use in a certain way. And even the code itself can be hidden in something like that. See, we've got orbits there, I suppose. But what I want to be doing is, right, see if we get any abnormal gravity. So if we can keep in between roughly these two orbit lines here, and just keep an eye out for a planet, I suppose, or any abnormal gravity that there is. If there is any abnormal gravity, I just drop out a supercruise and just have a look. But let's see if we pick up any gravitational anomalies around this rough area where I'm just guessing at this point. Whoa, overshooting. I'll get used to doing this. You know, where there possibly is a planet. See, now we're coming up to the other one over there. I wonder if we'll get a gravitational warning about it, even if we come near to it, because it would have gravity. Well, it's all got gravity, so how close to it do I have to be to get it? Okay, well, we didn't get it there. We did get a gravity warning. So are we going to get a gravity warning even if we do see it? Or if it's not there, you know, if it's not on sensors as such, how are you going to find it? These are the questions. And it is a jewel of the crown. Well, once I've done a full loop, if there was something there, then there would be an entry for it on the nav menu, but it wouldn't. But it would be blank. Maybe. But if it was blank, would it show? You know, you could easily write in a blank code for is a no-show, because you wouldn't have a blank code show, so it would hide itself by that. Because they were meant to put in like asteroids and other things like that. So the code's there for that, and you even get the gravity anomalies and stuff like that, so I've been told. But it's not in the game. So again, could it be hidden that way? Because I can tell you this much for certain, most places around here would have been already colonized and scanned and looked at and everything else like that, because, well, you know, we're we're near Sol, we're, you know, the cradle of life. I mean, the other place I'd like to go and check out was Tau Ceti, I believe it was called. Because where is Sol? Oh, I'll just type it, it's easier. Sol. Ah, there. Idiot. Right. Tau Ceti is there. Now, this is where it was first mentioned.
Setting course for Tau Ceti. Just the one jump to get there. How convenient.
So we'll go and have a look at that. We'll go and have a look at Tau Ceti, because that was the other place that's mentioned an awful lot.
Bye bye, system. We're off to the
Yeah.
next one.
Man,
Can't
says
we
I'm
go
in the
a little
games.
bit
I'm bending over and shining new light on the galaxy.
I'm disengaging the jump drive.
Right, let's go and... This is Tau Ceti. This is one of the
You will be
first
regarded as
places.
hostile while in this system, so stay on alert.
Yeah, great. Okay, next, that looks cool, mate. It's alright, just having a look. Right. Let's see if there's any, I don't know, tourist beacons or anything like that. Yes, plenty. So let's filter. I want points of interest. Show me the points of interest. Ah, there we go. Federal Accord, the first interstellar colony. There we go. That's what I want to go and have a look at. And we'll have a look at the others in a moment. Ah, cool. I love drawing. I haven't done it for a while. But yes, keep it up. Practice makes perfect. It does look awesome though, mate. Doing well. Little blip, little blip. I mean, there's so many like theories on where stuff is and where we're going. You know, it's crazy to start. And how do you start? Where do you start? Where do you go? Oh, I'm gonna overshoot. Time to eat? Yes, important. Yeah, this is the first place to be officially colonized. So, could there, you know, this is officially Tau Ceti is where the engineer was hailing to Raxxla. I do know no official records have been found about that other place, so... But it is sort of a lead, but it isn't sort of a lead. There's probably more to it, but I did want to come here in the first place, just because, as I say, this is the first official, like, interstellar colony that was established. It's a bit ironic. They got the generation ships, over 70,000 of them left and went to places and started colonizing. Okay. It says here, Tau Ceti was the first colony established outside of Sol. The Tau Ceti 2, now called Taylor Colony, had been long determined viable for habitation with life already present due to free oxygen detected in the atmosphere via absorption spectra. Although observations and probe data confirmed this, by 2159 the settlement was largely self-sufficient and was able to elect civilian administration. So by 2159, it's the dates are the important part here for the hypothesis. I'm just triggering it down to where it was. So this is the first really colonized place that we got to. So our expanse at this point wasn't too far. You know, like even with the faster than light probes that we were sending out, they were only at a maximum distance of about 15 to 20 light years, if I remember rightly. So, anything like that would be so close to Sol, it would be unbelievable. Which is cool, you know, but how would you hide it? That's where the theory comes in. But however, that doesn't give much time. That gives a lot of time for the mystery of Raxxla to develop, because by this point at 2159, over 100 years later, they're talking about Raxxla. So myth and legend take time to take effect and stuff like that. So my point is here, where I am getting to. Mattis on YouTube has a wonderful channel on Raxxla theories. Oh yes, oh god yes, I've delved deep into the Raxxla rabbit hole. So I'm trying not to delve too deeply at the moment and just sort of like potter around on where my theories lie. Oh yeah, the pirate scanning. Yeah, whatever, mate. So 2159 and onwards to 2297 is the dates that I'm looking for. Which is obviously, it's a long period of time. Now, I would say it was more when right. In the year 2200, so 96 years before the first mentionings of Raxxla came about, was the dawn of the 23rd century. Early faraway class FTL hyperdrives introduced commercial transport, although they were slow, unstable and dangerous. And in 2240, the Federation and early Empire are officially formed. Human-occupied space expands out to tiny clusters of the stars within a 15 to 20 light-year radius of Earth, which is also kind of coincidental with the 15 light-year radius of colonization. So that's where I suppose they got that number from. Yeah, a little bit of relaw back into things. Kind of makes sense. It's a nice little nod. Oops, things are disappearing. So we've got 96 years in which humans actually had like commercial FDL. Oh, Drew Ragnar has his own channel and was one of the original narrative writers. Oh yeah, yes, yeah. I don't worry. I watch Mr. Raxxla, Mr. Drew. I like him. Does clash with my streams every now and then, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's a hell of a rabbit hole area to go in. But why not? I like the thought of it. So to me, like, I think Raxxla's theories were born in the 2200s leading up to then, because that's 96 years, which is plenty enough time for like places to go. And like, even if they were like the early FDLs between 10 and 15 light year jumps, in 96 years, you could get across all over the galaxy at that point. So, yeah, it doesn't really narrow it down, but it does narrow it down. Because places have got to be gotten to. You know, like, if you're going to set up a military base and stuff like that. I mean, the theory is that you could probably find stuff on Mars as well. Because Mars was, you know, the first sort of place where they found, you know, alien fossils and stuff like that. So, yeah. I do apologise. This is completely out there on the old Tidat theory here, because we've got no real justification of where we're looking. Nice guy, Drew is, yes. I've watched a few of his streams. He's a lovely fella. But it does kind of narrow it down in one aspect, because I don't think it's too far away from Sol, whatever it is, or wherever it is. And I think there's more linkings to it with the original probes, because, you know, technology and all that lot, and it may have been found prior to that point, and yeah, everything's got to be hushed, and by then, yeah, you know, 96 years is time for you know, stories to be evolved. But they do mention, like, what was it, the jewel on the top of the can't remember what he said. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's actually in here. It's in the codex. Is it nice? Pilot's Handbook. Where is it? Is it in the Pilot's Handbook? No, it's in Knowledge Base. Yeah, it's in Knowledge Base, Raxxla. That's it. Yeah, to the jewel that burns on the brow, the mother of galaxies. To the whisper in witch space. The sirens of the deepest void, the parents' grief, the lover's woe, and the yearning of our vagabond hearts. To Raxxla is the mention. He probably would in the end. So that is when alleged, and that's the alleged toast of the Dark Wheel, but that was supposedly, yeah. But the earliest records mention of Raxxla dates to 2296, and the journals of art on the ship mechanic bound for the based in the Tau Ceti system, which is where I am. Cora comes home sound and raving with wild stories, a new one every night. She claims she's found a map to some pirate stash, and all I have to do is loan her my ship so we can go dig it up. Maybe she should go find Raxxla while we're at it. So yeah, you know, this is the running joke at that point. So, you know, finding Raxxla. But it must have been mentioned. And this was the first official mention of it in Tau Ceti at this point. So, that, as I said, that's where I keep going back to. It's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, and then you've got the Dark Wheel. You know, you've got a few weird ones. The Dark Wheel is named given to the legendary group of adventurers, explorers, investigators and treasure hunters, the existence of which is so lacking cooperation evidence and that it is generally considered a myth. The group is often mentioned in connection with the equally unsustained Raxxla. So, yeah, you've got these guys and they operate out of a permit lock system. Well, a couple of other places, you know, because you've got Felicity. She's part of the Dark Wheel, supposedly. But yeah, you have to go to Jameson's memorial, and that's like elite pilot locked off. So, you know, again, that's got to scrub the idea of it being not in a system that is locked, because you shouldn't be able to go into a system that's locked. Early hyperspace. That's what I'd like to have a look at. And it's Tau Ceti, which is one of the first inhabitable places that was found in the galaxy. But yeah, we've got to start from the beginning and work our way up. Find some more information about it, but I just wanted to get like the story together for everything that it's worth, so we had a point of going somewhere. And I'll try and keep up with all the notes together, so we'll end up going somewhere. And I'll do a Raxxla theory maybe once a week, but you'll have notice of that. Bring your tin hats and we'll go and have an investigate, and if you come up with ideas of your own, then yeah, we'll have a good chat about it. But pure Raxxla theory and pure Raxxla thought, where do we go from here onwards? But I do believe it lies somewhere in the past. Finding the past out will help find where it is, because like, we're just tracing back where a myth started, and we've been told it exists as such. So yeah, let's follow the cookies. There's got to be crumbs. Let's follow them, and we can go and look into other people and see what other thoughts and other conspiracies and, you know, proof of patterns there are, what people have tried already. It's something to kill the time with, I suppose. We can go looking all over the galaxy now rather quickly, especially in the Caspian. You know, if we get a lead that goes somewhere that, yeah. And I know roughly enough about voxels and stuff, maybe to find certain places in certain areas. Maybe. That is the big maybe. But we can narrow searches down reasonably well. But I do believe it's not out of the bubble. I believe it's somewhere, well, if it's out of the bubble, it's not far out of the bubble. Yes, I know how far you can get in 96 years of jumping place to place to place to place to place to place. But, you know, how long could these ships stay out for at the time? Yeah, that's the crucial part. Yeah, 96 years is a long time, and 15 light years is 15 light years. We've all seen what happens when things go wrong. Jack Station, for example. You know, that was meant to jump from here to Beagle. Well, out to Beagle Point. But it didn't. It ended up in Galonia. Right, here we go. The 22nd century saw early pioneering projects begin to take shape. The discovery of a workable hyperspace theory and the design of the first unreliable, ineffective and slow faster than light drives compared to the ones we used today in the 3300s opened the possibility of exploration and settlement. A new frontier of science and engineering opened, confirmed by one of the first detailed messages and system scans to be received back from Earth from an interstellar probe sent to Tau Ceti systems years earlier. This led to the corporate race for the stars as a massive commercial colony project was founded and funded, built and launched, together with hundreds of automated probes sent to all nearby systems. Right, so yeah, these are the probes that we were talking about. No, babbling on now. They sent them hundreds, but these things were like straight line shoot things, yeah? It's like shooting a bullet at a planet, basically, and hoping to God it hit it later on in life. And, could we have gone and got the a signal back from a place out in one of the original places? Now, there are a few that were mentioned, which were... Find it. Right, primary systems for these FTL probes set to include the Alpha Centauri, the absolute closest star system to Earth, Tau Ceti, successful colonizing probes. Then you've got Delta Pavonis, which is a nearby sun-like star targeted for the potential of Earth-like planets, 19.9 light years away from Earth. So we're looking at 20. Oh, here you go. And then you've got the Beta Hydrae Dry, another close proximity target tracked during the early 22nd century expansion, and that was 24.3 light years away. So these probes we're looking at about 20, 25, maybe even 30 light years radius proximity from Earth, which could have given a signal back out. But yes, again on that, I know that it would have been probably already been found by now in that aspect. As I said, it can't be found by standard scanners. If it can't be found by standard scanners, this is where the whole loop then argument comes in. It's how do you find it? Do you quite literally have to use your eyes to find it? Like a missing planet somewhere, or even a rogue planet, out in the blackout there somewhere, where you'd have to probably push so far out to find it. It's silly. But again, theories, more theories. Right, what was the other place we could go to? First Interstellar, yeah. Alien Transgressions, Federal Court, Governor Tony's Assassin. We'll go to the Accord first, because that let's see if that holds any relativeness to it at all. And then the other problem is about these little FDL scanners, probes that were sent out. I wonder if you can find them. That would be an interesting thing to find. But again, how would you find them? If they're dead in space and floating and they just need to be found. You know, like Voyager, for example. But that was actually put up on the FSL. So you could find it. Actually had a signal to find. I don't think the problem is where Raxxla is. I think the problem is how do you find it? It is a perplexing little like thing, isn't it? You know, there must be a way to find it because somebody technically already has. And according to the devs, the system's already been honked by a player and, yeah, left. But that means nothing, you know. And since we now know that, you know, when they were chanting on about Raxxla as in 2296, we weren't jumping that far, you know, not in the distances that we are now to this at this time, even like when the game first started, shall we say. We were still jumping up rather further distances than what it was, according to date and time. Oh, 7 rep. I hope you're well. Yeah. These are the thoughts and what we're coming. Ah, I'm all good, man. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hunting for Raxxla. Place we may never find or will never find, but it's fun to look. Fun to chase the clues. Not bad few hours at work, then play Elite later. Ah, yeah. Oh, and a Sunday too, mate. Oh, you're not, if you're not on a Sunday. I don't know what day it is for you. I didn't tell you it's a myth. Lies, I tell you, lies. I'm going by original lore to begin with. There's so much of it out there. I thought the easiest way would be to start at the very beginning and work with the lore that was set in the game. So I'm working on a principle of the fact that anything that it is going to be before 2296 on the first mentions of Raxxla. So I'm going on that aspect of limited hyperspace and time like that. That's my theory so far, but I am starting at the beginning, and like this theory can quite happily evolve and move onwards. So yeah, we'll work it. I'm going to work clues as I find them and go along like that. Does that all make sense? So yeah. Right, it says here, in early 2240, hours before the Earth fleet arrived in Tau Ceti, the main settlement changed its name to Taylor's Colony and voted for independence from Earth without the starship to give battle. The colonists targeted the Earth fleet dropships so they could attempt as they attempted to land. Neither side could gain an advantage, and so diplomacy resumed with some bitterness on both sides. A negotiated settlement was reached in 2242. The Federal Accord was announced. This effectively effectively an extension of the Constitution of the Federation, which briefly changed its name again to the Federation Star Systems, but this did not stick, and the term Federation returned. So this is how the Federation started, basically. Federal Accord granted independent rights and membership to each system that signed it, provided they met certain development goals. Initially, each of the signatures, including Earth, did not meet the goals, as the core principle of the agreement made at Tau Ceti was an estimate eliminated the political games and had been played in the previous century. Okay, so this is just a bit of, earthly politics of them coming free and all that lot. So no, this is not kind of relevant to us, I suppose, because this does not give us any information of anything around apart from, Tau Ceti breaking up from Earth in, a few years later after the independence.
Hostile detected.
I use Gemini to work the old law and alter. After an hour, we came to the conclusion you have to be in Seoul at a certain time in a certain place, and you'll see the system. It's in on the brow of the sun. See, now that's a good theory. Yeah, and I suppose you'd have to be on a certain planet in a certain place at a certain time. I understand that. But that makes sense as well, because you'd be seeing it from Earth, which is a lot of people coming back from, and I think it does start from Earth. So yes, that is a very interesting theory, and I kind of like that. Does make sense. We couldn't figure out the certain place and time wrong. Well, the time thing, in theory, could be used. The time skip theory, if you need to, could be used for that. But again, where would you look from? Where would it be from? Yeah. I mean, my thoughts would be over on that principle alone. Is okay, so they've come in from a long place. It would be probably one of the ports in orbit of Earth, maybe. That probably could be seen from the bar, so you could be toasted from the bar. And that would be your own little silent nod to where you've gone and come from, but that would be a case. Yes, that's what I mean too. In time and planetary positions and everything like that. If you need to change said time, you could use the time skip theory from the radicoid things. Maybe that would help. Is all there, but that's another theory. But no, I do agree with you on that fact that you would have to be, planets would have to be aligned. For example, if you're in a station, like I just said, you'd have to be in the right station at the right time, with the planet facing the right way to be able to see this. Like, there is so many variables, it's unbelievable. So that is a nightmare to think about, to be honest with you. Not that the fact that it wouldn't be, it would be very, yeah. There's a thought for you. Maybe it was a toast in a bar somewhere that can be seen. The planet can be seen. Where would you see it the most? Because yeah, that would be an interesting thing. Oh, you're a Raxxla nerd too. Oh, I love the complex puzzles. Yeah, there is so many different areas and stuff like that you can just delve into. I even tried to figure out where the wheel toast was originally done. See, now that would have been a very good idea to do, to be honest with you, because like, if you're going to start somewhere, where the best way is to find where this myth actually started from, and if you can find out where the myth started from, then you've got an idea of where to look. I still don't think it's too far away. I just think the toast is the key. Yes, I fully agree with you on that one, yes. It was mentioned and brought into place, and you know what they're like. Right, we've looked at that one. So we'll have a look at Governor Sally's assassination. I know it probably hasn't got much to do with anything, but he'll have a... We're here. But yeah, I agree with you on that one. And we now know that the fact that Raxxla was already mentioned prior to 2296. So, yeah, we've got a rough idea of timescale at least. And it's got to be something that the military have hidden, yeah? How do you erase something from all charts? Or is it naturally just like one of those strange planets that can just, emits a certain thing that stops people from doing any real scans to it? You say I'm right if the old law is correct and if it's in the bubble. Yes, see, I have to keep by the what is canon. That's the key part, because they've always said that the fact that it's discoverable. You don't need a permit, and it's out there basically. Okay, but if it's really in the game, I believe it moves almost like an island on the TV show Lost. Yes, okay, yeah. And Aya says, what if Raxxla is the friends we made along the journey? Lots of people say that. Or is it the home that you make? Yeah. That's the whole theory behind it. But we can work through other theories. It might even be a place. And if it is a place, then what is there? But we can work what is there later, but we need to find out where it is. Don't worry about what it is, but let's find out where it is. And Lapis 07. It would be funny, if frustrating, if it was found out that Raxxla is the only one of the training scenarios. Yes. It says, have you seen anything about the new beacons in Colonia? No, I have not yet. A little grumpy about that. Just some beacons. Just left us without a story. They had a prime instance to be able to do it. Give us a great story. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, this is much later on. This is, like 30, 90, 80. Yeah, so it's like over 100 years on since the beginning of any mentioning of like Raxxla. So yeah, I don't think this will give us anything. This is just I think it's going to be like the Guardians, when and if it's found, it will be deleted and abandoned. No, deserted and abandoned. Yes, sorry, I know what you mean. Yes, it will be completely deserted and abandoned, and it'll be. I think it will look like a lot like one of the Guardian spaces, to be honest with you, something like that. And there may be like an altar or something that you might be able to access, and it'll give you some kind of strange blueprint, maybe that is a one-off or something. I don't know. Ironically, it might be outdated by the time now we go and pick it up with all the technology that we've got. That would be ironic. Find Raxxla, find this fantastic blueprint, but don't worry, it's already been outdated by the new ships. Thwarted. Right, but I'll read this out. This has got nothing to do with anything else. This is just a bit of back history for where we are in Tau Ceti. Keith says, and it'll have a big banner over the arc saying Raxxla. Yeah. But I'm also a guy that thinks that the Thargoids are a nature side of the Guardians. Well, yeah, you got that. But however, the argument against that is that they were fighting before they split, and the fighting caused them to split afterwards after a civil war and stuff. But they'd already fought the Thargoids by then, I believe, and the Thargoids just came back and wiped them out. I did think something like that, but my next theory about what stuff's coming later, you know, we could have that, as in, yeah, we could have that for something else. I'll tell you about that on the way out. I'll tell you what, we'll set a course for home. Because I've only got a few more minutes, so I'm, you know, packing up. And this was just a fun night, just, yeah. Three jumps. That'll do me nicely. Oh, no.
Setting course for Rego, JU-EE C25.
But I do want to come back to
We
this.
will reach our destination in 3 jumps.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks for the follow, mate. Appreciate it. Right. Lord. 07 Klaus? I found it already. You don't have to. Thanks, mate.
Hang on.
Out with it, yeah. Riphaven, and I was waiting for somebody to run to the Guardians like we did with the Thargoids. I don't think so yet. I mean, I've already had a look around at all the other Guardian sites and stuff. Yeah, we're going to supercharge here. Well, I think, according to old lore, that the Raxxla is, if it's going to be in any place, it's going to be in the bubble or around the bubble, just solely due to the fact that distance allowed to be getting to places. Even on a missed jump, it would take ages to find it. If it was one, like for example, one of those probes, it would take ages for it to find, and yeah. Lots of ins and outs, This is why, by going with the old lore, I really believe that, you know, if Raxxla is a place, it's in the bubble somewhere. Maybe on the slighter outer fringes of the bubble, on a useless system in a useless area that's just, yeah, useless to most people. Probably won't even be colonised.
Right. We're exiting jump.
Because, yeah, the bubble wasn't very big back then, and so we've got to... friggin' Blackadder this time! Ta-da! Baldric.
Missing you already, Commander.
But I have a Babylon 5 theory for Elite. Because they seem to follow some things what happened in Babylon 5 of
We're
your
on Lord
familiar.
27.
Yes, reasonably
We're
familiar
aboard
with Babylon
Thunderbird
5.
2.
I did
What
follow
best then
like the
explain?
Shadow War and stuff like that.
We
That
will
was
be
pretty
regarded
cool.
as hostile while in this system, so stay on alert. The
I
maximum
know enough
jet
to be
range of this
dangerous.
ship is
How's that for an
83.61
answer?
light
Now
years.
where the hell am I? I want to go home. Right, thank you.
We will reach our destination in 2 jumps.
Hey, kept my hybrid. And what if it was hidden in one of the training areas? Those are permit locked areas. But they are. They are.
System jump, we're off.
But I can imagine, you know, an experienced commander. Somebody must have just done that. But, oh, yeah, that would be an interesting
It
one.
is safe to exit now.
We're now 1 jump from Rego.
That's a start again to find out, isn't it? And I can quite imagine a lot of it has been explored.
Oh, goodness, it's super
The next
charged.
jump of 223.17 light years. We have a places of interest entry for this system, filed under neutron stars.
There we go. Okay, my thing's behind, I think.
Hannes is on with
Nargoids, Shadow Vorlons, Guardians,
Yeah, we're leaving
and
this
some other
place.
day both will have another 1,000-year war for the first one and return to take them. Good point. Yeah, we could.
It is safe.
Oh, what's the voice pack? This is Cecil. I've got on here. I like Cecil. HSC. You can find it in the link in the description below. I'm affiliate. Shameless plug. Right, where are we going to go? It's a home system. There's got to be a carrier. Pegasus. We'll head to Pegasus for the night. This is home system for where I belong anyway. Yeah, Raxxla was mentioned long before Babylon 5. We've all been playing this game too long. But that's the fun of it, though. You know, this is why we're looking for Raxxla as such. Is it even there? Who knows? But there's plenty of clues. But my theory is it was there before. Well, obviously it has to be. You know, logic dictates it. It has to be. So, yeah, it's just tracking down at that point. Now, is it that, you know, generation ships, have they got anything to do with it? Or are you looking at the probes? But that, you know, when they were sent out, that was on 2130 when the probes were sent out. So that decreases the time period even more so. You reckon you'll find another Thargoid war or something similar with Titans in the past? Would be so nice to experience with that, with all the new ships. Oh, yes. I think we really do need an existential threat back to humanity in this game. It's been 2 years of peace. I'm not asking for an instant war with another being, but what we're asking for is story. So you can lead us up to it, please. But we're after story, something like that, because we're in the age of expansion at the moment, and that's great. And you know, but 2 years of peace. Come on, something needs to give. But have we found it yet is the question, you know. Are they waiting, FDev waiting for us to find it? If that's the case, we've experienced less than 0.6% of the galaxy. It's not even a percentage. You know, getting around the galaxy is easy, you know, in the Caspian, yes, that granted, and all that jazz. It's quicker, easier, a lot more fun, but, you know, it's still a big galaxy. Hello, Pegasus. So, yeah,
This is flight control.
we need something.
Pilots are welcome, Commander. Clearance granted. Move directly to your
All right.
landing pad. You have been cleared for approach. Feel free to relax. Your docking computer is in control.
Lapis says, I found Raxxla once. It was a player's fleet carrier. Had the name on and everything. Yeah, I've seen a few home bases as well. It's great. Raxxla is now hidden within itself. The problem is it could have all been found in Sense, but it's not going to be named Raxxla. It will be like blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. It will be something. It won't be called Raxxla, but it'll
You
be
did hide
everybody will
the
know it is
inflatable
Raxxla.
dolls,
But
didn't
yeah,
you?
I do agree with you.
When we
He
go,
says it would be
how
so
about I
nice
push the
if it
button
was
so
next to
the places
Colonia.
all better?
Welcome, Commander.
Yeah, we've come home from that one, so yeah.
Fine.
FCOC Discord was so busy during the OG. Oh, I can imagine. Like, we did a lot of work, and then we just got this little message saying, yeah, there's going to be fireworks, and there wasn't even fireworks. Okay, they rewarded us well with the cargo racks. Crack on. Yeah, that was good. The money was okay, reasonable, you know, and we did the haul, we did the effort, we got carriers out there that, you know, there was a lot of logistics, and yeah, just a bit deflated, I suppose. It would be nice to have something out of that, a bit more story out of that. Oh, yeah, I know I've jumped over huge amounts of stuff, lol. Thank you. Yeah, I do like the name Pegasus. It is Pegasus. It is Pegasus. Oh, 07 Bumble. Celebrations, rather flaccid. Yes, it really was. Yes. Gilking, I'm going on a history hunt for anything like Raxxla, Lady Z, and the real historical stuff. Talking of which, that's another story that stopped. Yes, exactly, Lady Z. That's another story that stopped. Let alone even like the well, we got the stuff for what was her name for the Radicoida. They just literally went, yeah, she's been released. Yeah, so great, pat you on the head. Don't worry about it. See you later. And it's a bit, come on, you could have taken that so much better and further, and there was more to it, and like, give us a story. We want story. I know it's a make your own story up, but we are allowed one. Here one for the Lady Z. Is subject D2. Maybe the D2 did escape, so maybe, and they were in humagoids. We could be getting onto the humagoid theory, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, commanders, I'm going to call this one a wrap for the night. So, yeah, I'm going to say 07 to you. Remember, fly safe if you can't, fly dangerous, and we'll pick this up again later. 07 commanders.
Zogan Peterson Tango Romeo Tango 010 standby. I just spilled 3 grubs all over the floor.